and you're listening to the Sports Guy Show. Hi everyone. With the NBA and the All-Star break, I thought that this is a very good time to talk about the Charlotte Bobcats' first half performance and give my thought as to why the Bobcats are struggling so miserably. Ladies and gentlemen, for those who don't know, the Charlotte Bobcats record at the All-Star break is 4-28. Yes, I said it correctly and I will repeat it once again. 4-28. That is the Bobcats record. And my friend, the Bobcats are a young team. There is no doubt about that. However, the excuse, in my opinion, that this team is a young team should be thrown right now out of the window. Let me tell you why. The reason the Bobcat are 4-28 is not so much to do with them being a young team, but in my opinion, it has to do with the Bobcats not playing with effort. I mean, I give the Bobcats credit. They played tremendously well first game of the season, second game of the season. The two games against the New York Knicks in New York and the game against the Golden State Warriors. Outside of that, the Charlotte Bobcat, my friend, is not playing with effort. A young team should not lose by 44 points. A young team should not score only 73 points. That is totally unexcusable. And when I'm talking about not playing with effort, I have two players who I want to focus on right now. And they are Boris Dia and Tyrus Thomas. And the reason I'm focusing on both of these players, Boris Dia, for those who don't know, is going to be a free agent at the end of the season. And if I'm Boris Dia, I should worry. I should really worry about my performance. Because the way Boris Dia is playing this season, he's not going to get a huge contract unless he's playing the second half of the season dramatically improve. And the second player I want to talk about is Tyrus Thomas. Tyrus Thomas, last offseason, signed a massive deal to remain with the Bobcats. At the time, every Bobcats fan said that this is a great deal by the Bobcats organization. Well, apparently we were all wrong because Tyrus Thomas, for those who don't know, this season he is averaging just 6 points per game. My friend, for a guy who signed a massive contract, for a guy who can score, that is again unexcusable. Unexcusable. In my opinion, also blame should be put on head coach Paul Silas because at the end of the day, if your team is not giving up, is not playing with effort and energy, and the team is scoring just 73 points or lose by 44 points, a young team or not, a coach should be responsible for the way the team is playing. I've seen young teams in sport before that they've lost most of the time. But when they lost, they play with pride. They respect, they represent their organization, their fans. Because at the end of the day, when the Bobcats are playing so bad, they are not just embarrassing themselves, they are embarrassing the organization and the Bobcats fans everywhere. In my opinion, that's why the Bobcats are struggling in the first half of the season. And ladies and gentlemen, there will be another video later on posted tonight. In that video, I'm going to talk about which players, in my opinion, should play in the second half for the Bobcats. I will also talk about what record do I expect the Bobcats to end up with, and if they will end up with the worst record in the NBA. Also, I will talk about, do I expect and do I want the Bobcats to make any trade at the upcoming trading deadline, or do not want that to happen? So stay tuned for a second video, which will be posted again later on tonight. And with that, the Sports Guy Show is signing